Anger and defiance on the streets of Madrid. Hundreds pour into a subway station, refusing to pay for tickets. They call themselves Yo no pago, or I won't pay, a movement that's grown from Spain's deepening economic crisis, where every week there are thousands of job losses and thousands more evicted from their homes.
Ninguna vivienda se puede desahuciar. Nuestros vecinos son nuestros amigos.
This group is massing on a street in the capital, trying to stop a young couple from being thrown out of their apartment.
En ningún momento vamos a permitir, jamás, el que nadie, ningún banco, nadie vaya a quitarle la vivienda a ninguna familia nuestra. Donde se nos diga, estaremos los vecinos.
Vecino, despierta, el desahucio está en tu puerta. Vecino, despierta, el desahucio está en tu puerta. Vecino.
Javier and his wife Monica are just one of 40 families in Madrid who will be kicked out of their homes on this day alone. They've lived here for 6 years, but have struggled to pay their mortgage since their working hours were slashed. But the bank doesn't want to hear about their problems.
Pero claro, ellos no te quieren dar ninguna solución, ninguna alternativa. Lo que quieren es que echarte de tu casa y aparte que tú sigas pagando algo que no puedes pagar porque...
Under the Spanish system, evictees still have to pay the shortfall between the loan and the value of their property. With the devastating crash in house prices, that bill can be a life sentence.
Porque con el sueldo que yo tengo, yo no puedo hacer frente a una deuda tan grande como es más de 200.000 euros que tengo que pagar.
No sabemos ahora mismo a dónde irnos ni nada. Estamos esperando a ver si deciden darnos un tiempo más para conseguir algo asequible o...
Nos hace falta ya una huelga, nos hace falta ya una huelga general.
Any way you look at it, Spain is in deep trouble. Last month, a record 112,000 people lost their jobs, joining almost 5 million others on the dole queue. And there are fears the new labour reform will only make things worse.
Nos deja a los trabajadores sin derechos, con el culo al aire, le da todo el poder a los empresarios y esto es un retroceso histórico que hasta ahora no habíamos vivido.
Demonstrations against the government's austerity cuts are getting bigger and bolder, and the authorities are responding in kind. For the police, 2012 is sure to be a busy year. I've spent the last few weeks travelling throughout Spain, from the capital to the coast and onto the rural heartland. I find a population consumed by the crisis. In the city of Malaga, on the Costa del Sol, I meet Javi. He's a civil engineer, but he's been out of work now for 2 years.
Probably it will stay in the same situation or worse for years and years.
Not long ago, Spain was building almost 1 million houses a year, the same number as Germany, France and Italy combined. Last year, it was a mere 60,000, and the knock-on effect has been brutal.
4 years ago, there were probably 1,000 workers here working and doing the structures and everything, and now nobody's there.
Another Spanish disaster.
Another one. And probably now the bank is again the owner and they have to keep it beautiful, but nobody's living there. You can see there are no curtains or no light.
They look pretty empty.
Yes.
The last job Javi worked on was a luxury resort-style development next to a golf course. Today, in the 400 apartments, there are not even 10 families living there.
Ahí se quemó.
The security guard has been here since the boom days.
Y todo eran colas, ibas a un sitio, cola, ibas a otro, cola, gente por todos los sitios, se movía el comercio, se movía todo.
El boom, ¿no?
El boom, ese es el boom.
Y ahora todo.
Y ahora todo,
burbuja.
La burbuja, se pinchó la burbuja y...
These days, Javi spends a lot more time with his son Marco, taking him to school each morning. It's a small consolation as the family prepares for another financial blow. In Spain, you can only get unemployment benefits for a maximum 2 years. For Javi, that runs out this month.
All the days are the same. I continue searching and searching and waiting and waiting. And no, we're not lucky.
The international job market offers his only hope.
So South America?
Yes, that's the great possibility now.
Dice, Ana, ¿a que sí?
Life's no easier for Javi's brother Ignacio and his partner Elisa in Madrid.
In the last 4 years, I think that probably more than 50% of our friends have been unemployed, and that's that's something that is I think it's a real drama.
But is there any light on the horizon? Is there any way out of this mess?
Not by now.
They're both architects, but with very little being built, the competition for work is unprecedented.
900 people applied for this.
For the job that you've applied for?
For example.
So you're...
This is 900, yeah.
Right. So who are these 900 people?
900 desperate architects.
They say they have two options: try to find a new career or join Spain's mass exodus. A brain drain that's reached epic proportions.
Hola, mamá.
Last year, more than 500,000 left in search of better opportunities.
The different statistics says that for the next 2 years we're going to continue the recession, and so there's no perspective at all of work of any kind of improve our quality of life, and so that's what we have decided to go abroad.
There were all kinds of people doing different things. There were tents set up, and there was a library, and there were different groups, meetings, assemblies.
In the main square in Madrid, I meet Elena del Arco. She's come back with a friend to the Plaza del Sol, where the Occupy movement began on the 15th of May last year.
It started as an outburst of anger, people being fed up with the situation and the need to share this anger.
These scenes went on to inspire protests in Wall Street and beyond. Elena came from the countryside to spend most of the summer encamped here.
Obviously the energy that was flowing, it was amazing.
I travel back with her to the rural town of Zafra, near the Portuguese border. Life here is simpler than in the cities, but the crisis is still taking a toll.
Vende houses for sale, and I one here for sale.
Also for sale?
For sale, vende.
At the government language school, Elena continues teaching, even though her salary has been frozen.
We're going to talk about the crisis today, the economic crisis, okay? So
Her students paint a picture of increasing desperation.
It's really sad. Some years ago, when you went to Caritas, you only find people from another countries, you know, immigrants.
Immigrants, yes.
But nowadays, there is a lot of people from Spain.
So in front of the charity place?
Yes.
Yeah. They give them food.
Yes, and there is a lot of people. You will be surprised.
I travel with Elena to Seville, an hour's drive away, to meet a man who's gained a cult following.
The guy who was famous because he managed to get nearly €500,000 out of 38 banks, and he got away with it.
Hasta ahora se ha ido utilizando una
His name is Enric Duran, but he's also known as Robin from the banks. Like many before the crash, he made the most of the easy credit being thrown around, but he never had any intention of paying back the €492,000 he borrowed.
Por lo tanto, la renta básica cooperativa se empieza a utilizar.
Instead, he spent it all establishing community cooperatives, which would work against economic growth and the capitalist system.
Falta organizarse, actuar y generar alternativas al capitalismo. Entonces, lo que hay dos partes de lo que es copiar mi acción. Una es ejecutar acciones de conseguir créditos y no pagarlos. Otra cosa es hacerlo público y defenderlo a nivel social.
Duran spent 2 months in prison for refusing to pay back the loans. He's now traveling the country, trying to get others to join him in defying the system.
Necesitamos ser mucha gente para generar un sistema muy amplio, pero hay ya pequeñas redes que ya se autoorganizan para generar autoempleo, para generar intercambios y que ya les sirven a un grupo de personas.
Duran's message of civil disobedience has been taken up by groups like the I Won't Pay movement. And also by flash mob flamenco dancers, who've been disrupting business as usual at bank branches across Spain. Defiance of authority may be spreading, but Monica and Javier still feel powerless as their eviction looms.
Han sido muchos días de tensión y ayer ya...
No te vamos a dejar sola, nadie te va a dejar sola, ni a tu marido nadie te va a dejar sola.
Ya están abajo. Sí, ya está en la comisión judicial, sí.
A mí el del banco me ha dicho que si peligran nuestra seguridad y no hay seguridad suficiente, que él no tiene inconveniente de dejarlo dos días. Si queréis preguntar si viene la nacional, pues si veis que tienes problemas, pues se suspenderán.
Unido, jamás será vencido. El barrio unido, jamás será vencido.
The remarkable show of solidarity clearly counts.
Seguimos negociando, vale, seguimos negociando. Está un poquito dura la del banco.
El del banco no quiere.
Entonces estamos hablando con ellos todavía, vale.
Eventually, the couple are told they'll be given a stay of execution.
Lograron acuerdo y salvar la vivienda.
It's a small victory, but it could also be a short one. Unless the money is found, this whole tragic ordeal will be repeated in just 2 weeks' time.
Gracias por el apoyo que me han brindado a los vecinos y a todos. Gracias.